am Laurel Donnellan, and I am the founder and CEO at Compassionate Leaders Circle. And today I'm going to give you a little lesson about compassionate leadership, which is my great honor and my great passion. So compassion, let's start with compassion. Compassion, the way that we define it in our company, and we've done a lot of research, academic research and evidence-based surveys on what compassionate leadership is. If we just look at the word compassion, the definition that we use in our company, and this is based on looking at a lot of academics and their definition of it, is compassion is preventing or alleviating suffering. So as an influencer, as a leader, you can think about ways of how to prevent suffering with your team, with the people that you are in contact with, as well as meeting them when they're in a crisis and helping them get over that crisis. Compassionate leadership is a little more complex, but everyone can practice it. Compassionate leadership is using your head and your heart to inspire and influence others so they can inspire and influence others. Everyone has the option to be a leader. In truth, in this time of social media, in this time when young people have a lot of knowledge, everyone can inspire and influence everyone else. So teaching compassionate leadership to everyone is really important. So what we've done over the last 4 years is look at all the attributes of great leadership. Through that lens of compassion, we developed the 7 C's of compassionate leadership, and I'm going to share those with you today so you can think about how you can become even more compassionate and become a stronger leader. So I'm going to go through these 7 C's of compassionate leadership, and as I do, I'd like you to think about which one of these things is a strength, a natural strength, and which one of these things may be a challenge. So you might want to take out a piece of paper and a pencil and write down again which one of these is a natural strength and which one of these is a challenge. So the first C of compassionate leadership is compassion. So the attribute is using your influence to prevent and alleviate suffering of others, what we talked about earlier when we talked about the definition of compassion. The second C is confident. So the attribute is confidence, and it's about believing in your vision and yourself. The third C is collaborative. Collaborative is about empowering all your stakeholders to leverage their strengths and talents. So really helping other people find their genius and be their genius. The fourth attribute is contemplative, and when I work with executives, this is the one we usually have to work on the most. Contemplative is taking time to pause and deeply reflect, emerging wiser and more self-compassionate. I'm going to say that again because it's really important. Take time to pause and deeply reflect, emerging wiser and more self-compassionate. So being a great compassionate leader is often about slowing down. And I think in our society we're so much about get more and more and more done. And what I've found by studying great leaders is the ones that really can slow down and think and be contemplative are the ones that often bring calm and compassion to their culture. The fifth attribute is civil. This is demonstrating respect when confronted with differing points of view and other challenges. Again, demonstrating respect when confronted with differing points of view and other challenges. This is so important, especially right now when many countries, including the US, are looking at so much distress in our political system and differences. I think if we could come together as a country and come together as differing points of view and really respect each other more and bring civility back, it would help our country, but it can also help our organizations or help our families, really listening to people in a different way. The sixth attribute is curious, so learning and listening proactively, which would also help us be more civil. And the last attribute is courageous. So advocating strongly for themselves, their values, and their stakeholders. Really knowing yourself and standing in your truth is really important. Sometimes people ask me, isn't compassion soft? No, compassion can be fierce. Compassion doesn't have to be soft. It can be soft, it can also be fierce and strong, and that's going to take you being more courageous. So I'm going to go through these one more time. Again, I want you to think about which one is your strength, which one is your opportunity for growth. The 7 attributes are compassionate, confident, collaborative, contemplative, civil, curious, and courageous. Think about that natural strength you have and see what you can do with that this week. Lean into that natural strength. So for example, if your natural strength is civil, go have a conversation with someone who may be coming from a different viewpoint and have a beautiful conversation. Now also look at the one that may be your biggest challenge, right? So I mentioned a lot of my clients have a problem with slowing down. So if contemplative is your opportunity, maybe you can put some time aside to just think. You know, it doesn't have to be an hour-long meditation. It can look like going to your favorite coffee bar with your journal and thinking rather than doing. I hope that helps you lean into your compassionate leadership, and I look forward to talking to you more.